The stock IIFL Finance has lost nearly 35% in the last 3 days, and that's largely through because of a RBI circular that barred gold loans for the company. And joining me today is AK Purwar, who is the chairman and independent director on the board of IIFL Finance. Mr. Purwar, thank you very much for joining us today on NDTV Profit. My first question to you, sir. We've seen the impact on the stock. Last 2 days, the stock has been down 20% odd on the stock exchanges. Can you take us through the exact impact that we can see on IIFL Finance and its business with respect to gold financing is concerned?
Thank you very much for inviting. Let me tell you first of all that in IIFL, gold loan portfolio is almost 30% of our total assets in the bank. It's quite a significant portfolio. Most importantly, this is a very short duration portfolio, varying from 6 months to 3 years, 4 years, and therefore it gets repaid and recirculated, recycled very fast and very quickly. Most of our customers are small farmers, small businessmen, and coming mostly from the underprivileged sections of society. So, it's a service which we do, it's a business which we do very successfully. Definitely, if a regulation comes which stops the company from doing business to the extent of 30% of the business, right, which is a short duration business, therefore it definitely has a significant impact on the company as such. But let us look at a little more deeper. We have been following industry practice. We have almost 3,000 branches through which we disburse gold loans throughout the country. Having said that, now the RBI has come with these directives. So far, we have been following strictly the various industry practices which were prevalent. But now we have debated on this. For the last couple of days, we had an intensive meeting of the board. And as a board and as a company, we have taken a view that we will strictly comply with RBI regulations in letter as well as in spirit. And we have substantially looked after all the issues which have been flagged by RBI. We have amended our policies. And our effort is that by 31st March, we are able to carry out all the required changes, amendments, remedial action in the company. If there could be a few left, but we will definitely remedy those also. We are continuously going to engage with RBI to give them full satisfaction as to our business and all in regard to our compliance also.
Mr. Purwar, I wanted to come in here because you said that you followed the regulation, but the RBI has been very categorical with respect to the kind of deviations that have happened. Like certifying purity and weightage of gold. You have breaches to the loan to value ratio, dispersal and collection of loans, auction process has not been followed properly, and no transparency in terms of charges. Now, these are serious charges which the RBI has put on IIFL Finance. Are you looking at a forensic audit of the entire gold loan book to see where all it is happening? Because what we understand from the market is that there are instances where gold loan has been given, and on top of that, top-up loans have been given as unsecured loans as well. So, is there a forensic audit that you're doing for all your gold loan portfolio to see where are the issues?
Well, let me clarify here that we have this very strong, sound audit process in the company. We have a concurrent audit, then we have an internal audit, and then we also have a statutory audit. And as such, the entire process, entire gold loan portfolio gets audited very comprehensively. Secondly, the issues which have been flagged by RBI, well, we grant loan strictly as per extent RBI guideline. That is 75% of the valuations are done as per the industry practices. Having said that, there are a couple of issues in the sense that once we give the loan, we look at the purity of the gold, and then we give 75% of the valuation as a loan. Now, when it comes to auction, then at the time of auction, we again get the gold ornaments or gold valued by our auditors, internal auditors. And these auditors have a somewhat conservative approach, and therefore their valuations are a little less because of the conservatism in their approach. So has been a difference in the value at which the loan has been given, and there is a difference in the value when the gold ornaments are put to auction. Well, we are now comprehensively addressing this issue.
What
We
is
are
the total
comprehensively
deviation in the entire loan book?
not much. You see, as far as the issue which you have flagged of granting top-up loans, they are hardly 0.03% of our book. So we have decided at a board level to discontinue that with immediate effect. As far as the others are concerned, basically the deviations have taken place because of the interest applications in the gold loan accounts, not because of any fresh drawing or excessive drawings. But
Sir,
anyway,
sir,
we are
what we are understanding is also that there are some cases where gold loans have been issued without any collateral gold in place. So
No. There is not a single case of that. I mean, I think that's not a correct way. We have, of course, given loans on top of loans, which are not against gold ornament, but clean loan, which hardly constitute 0.03% of the total book, which we have decided to discontinue with immediate effect.
what is the kind of internal processes and audit that is in place? Because you are part of the audit committee, you are a member of the audit committee there. What is the process that has been followed as far as gold loan is concerned?
Yeah. You see, we have a strong internal audit team which has large number of officers who go and visit these branches and have an audit. We also have a very well-established audit company as a concurrent auditor who looks after this. And then we have a very strong statutory audit process. So as far as the audit side is concerned, we are very, very strict. As far as corporate governance in our company is concerned, we are all our board members are very conscious of it, and we are ruthless about it. We don't accept deviations easily. So I don't think that is a concern for us.
Sir, despite that ruthless audit, RBI is able to bring in these deviations and impose a bar on gold loans?
Sir, let me submit here that, well, we have been strictly following market practices in our business. But we as a board and as a company, as I already told you, we have taken a view that we will strictly abide by the RBI suggestions, regulations, and guidelines, and have amended our policies and are going to amend our policies. And that process we propose to complete by 31st March. We are getting into a continuous dialogue with RBI so as to completely satisfy them on this score and address this issue on a top priority basis. Our efforts are towards the earliest resolution of the issue which has come to us.
Sir, you are a veteran banker. You are taking remedial measures, but you know very clearly that the company can take remedial measures immediately, but the RBI takes its own time to come back and clear you. So what is the timeline that you're seeing with respect to coming back to normal business, because this is 1/3 of your book?
Well, you have very rightly said I have a banking experience of maybe around 40 years.
That's right.
RBI, during last 40, 50 years, I have a very healthy amount of respect for RBI, very, very strong respect for RBI as a regulator. They are one of the best regulators in the world. Having said that, now this situation we are facing. So what we are trying is that we are getting continuously engaged with RBI, trying to satisfy them that whatever corrective measures we have taken, we will try to satisfy them and come back to business as early as possible, but only after RBI permits us. But we are very clear in our mind that regulations have to be complied with not only in letter but in spirit as well.
Sir, the street believes that it will take at least 9 months for you to come back to gold loan business again. Is that a good timeline?
I would not like to make any comment here, but I personally believe that it should be possible if we work hard to show to RBI our compliance, past compliance record, as well as today's compliance. And let us see how it works. But I think we should be able to complete this process earlier.
Sir, you are in a gold loan business. Have you been able to assess what has been the end use of those loans? Because both the regulators, both SEBI and RBI, are worried about the fact that the money from short-term loans are getting plowed into capital markets. So, as a lender there, are you looking at that end use proceeds?
Well, actually, when let me get a little deeper into the question. Let us try to analyze who are our customers at the moment today. Most of the customers are small farmers, laborers, the small petty businessmen, and so on and so forth. And what we do is that they come to us for the loan, we give them the loan. And generally it is for their consumption purposes or whatever it is. So but we don't get into, as far as regulations are concerned. We do not. We simply focus on following strictly the process and giving the loan.
So, what is the remedial measures that you're seeing? You said that strict measures have been taken to ensure that you follow the RBI rules and regulations, not in just letter but also in spirit. So, what are the remedial measures that you're taking?
Well, we have in last couple of days we had a series of board meetings. We have gone through RBI report line by line. We initiated these remedy measures couple of months back, but because of this action, we have put a lot of urgency to this. We have internally laid down timelines for some of these have been implemented with immediate effect. So, for example, the top-up loans which were being given so far to the gold loan borrowers, that practice has been discontinued effective yesterday. So we are taking remedial measures. And I'm sure that should be able to enter into a comprehensive dialogue with RBI on an ongoing basis and convince them about our sincerity in implementing the regulation which they have put in place.
Sir, there is co-loan, or you do a co-lending along with banks there. How are the banks partners looking at this? Because we just heard the news about Fairfax, giving nearly $200 million in liquidity support. How is the banking partners supporting in this? Because it seems that there is reluctance of banks to lend immediately, and that's why Fairfax is stepping in.
See, it's like this, that whenever a problem occurs in an institution and whenever an institution faces these kinds of issues, it has a collateral effects here and there everywhere. What we are doing is that we are equipping ourselves that if there is any eventuality, any problem, we should be able to comprehensively face it comfortably. That's about all. As far as banking system is concerned, we are in continuous dialogue with them, and trying to show to them that, well, our business is sound, our business is on correct lines, our business is profitable, and that we follow sound corporate governance principles.
What is the total amount of credit lines that are available to you at this point in time? Is there a way
I think I'll have to check up this. Sorry, at the moment I'm not aware.
Yeah, because
but I can check up this and get back to you.
Because you had this relationship with at least 10 to 15 banks. Have most of the banks are holding back their lending because of this RBI order?
You see, the RBI order has come only a couple of days earlier. There are still a lot of lines in place with us. Of course, as a banker, I would like to, if there's such an order come, as a bank, I would like to get thoroughly into what could be the implications for the business. And that's a very natural response from the banking system. As a banker, I would like to also respond in the same manner. Let's see how it works out. But I think our overall business is on sound lines. And if temporarily the gold loan portfolio starts getting liquidated, we would be repaying the loans which we have taken from those institutions against these gold ornaments, against this gold.
What would be you spoke briefly that it's between 6 months to 3 to 4 years that the short-term loans that come in for gold loan. What is the average tenure of the loans there?
I'll have to check up this, but it won't be very long. It should not be very long. Average duration of the loan should be, in my view, should not exceed 1.5 to 2 years.
Sir, as a company, because there's a hit on the biggest block of your business, which is gold loans, 1/3 of your business comes from there, and that business accounts for nearly 8 to 9% of, yield or margins for you. It's going to be a big impact that's coming into your books, not only for FY24 but 25, right?
Well, I agree that, well, next 6 months to 9 months time, a lot of our gold loan book would get liquidated. But having said that, we are making efforts to ensure that we are able to convince RBI about our stance, about our compliance, and about our corrective measures which we have taken, and corrections which we have already done. Having said that, there is an advantage with our organization that in terms of IT, our organization can compete very, very effectively in the market. We have very good, sound IT systems in place. So once RBI lifts and permits us to start the business, I think it won't take much time for our organization to come back to business in a very fast manner and regain whatever market share we are losing today. I don't expect that any loss of market share would be there in 2025 or 2026. Our IT systems are so robust that we have an advantage with our competitors.
So you're saying that you will come back to the gold loan business permitting RBI, and as and when they're satisfied.
Yeah, as soon as see, our efforts have started immediately, and we are trying to convince RBI about the sincerity and genuineness of our business side, and our compliance to their regulations. As soon as they are convinced, I'm sure they will permit us, and we shall go back to the business as normal as usual.
Sir, my final question to you: you've seen a regulatory action also coming in form of, lending against shares and debentures. Do you have an exposure to that book as well?
Very limited, not much.
And have you seen, have you reassessed whether the lending norms have been followed there? Because now every NBFC which is lending to shares is relooking it on the back of the order that came for JM Financial.
My submission that as an organization, I'm also a banker by profession, and I have put in my beautiful 40 years in the organization. I am aware of the implications of non-compliance, and as an organization, as an individual, and as a you have said a veteran banker, my job is to ensure that the organization wherever I work, and this organization is very dear to me, works in a fully compliant manner as far as RBI regulations are concerned.
Mr. Purwar, it was a pleasure talking to you today. Thank you very much for joining us on NDTV Profit. That was the chairman of IIFL Finance, giving us some perspective on where the companies and what kind of remedial measures they are taking to ensure that they can come back into the gold loan business at the earliest. Thank you very much for joining us.